Greetings YouTube. Today I'm going to be reviewing a product from Small Niche Games. I'll be up front and tell you that I received a copy of this product as a review copy. I'll be reviewing the Ghoul Keep and Ghoul Lands from Small Niche Game, written by Peter Spahn. Now, from the title, I will not be spoiling anything if I mention that this involves a lot of ghouls. This is a supplement, a sandbox setting for the Labyrinth Lord game. And specifically, it's aimed at... where was it? The Chronicles of Amherst. Yeah, Amherst, which is the setting it's specifically aimed at, which is a low magic, very basic D&D style setting. I mean, Labyrinth Lord is a retro clone of an earlier edition of the game. And this setting is built around the forbidding mountain fortress of the King Lorgan Makars and the valley therein that is behind this keep. Now, it isn't a module per se. It is very much a sandbox setting, though there is a small adventure in here. What I liked about this, first off, is that it's set in an isolated valley. So it's got one point of entry by land, which is the keep, and I think there's like one river that can help you get in. And because of its isolation, while it's designed for this specific setting and specifically for Labyrinth Lord, I feel that it would be the perfect setting to be moved from world to world very easily. It's an isolated valley. You can put it anywhere that's a mountain range that isn't all that well explored, or you could use the valley itself and its inhabitants as a moving valley. Say it's cursed and it moves from, multiplane to multiplane over time. It could stay on a place for a day, it could stay there for a week, a month, or a year, whatever you want it to be. And it's a good way of moving a party from place to place, whether they know it or not. They go in, they do their adventuring, they come out of the valley, and now they're no longer where they started. They kind of throw a monkey wrench into their plans. And it has a really good vibe of Transylvania. Not the Transylvania of our world, but the Transylvania of myth. The Transylvania of Count Dracula, of the Wolfman, and of a certain doctor and his flesh golem creation. And it really hit that sweet spot for me. It felt like the old Universal monster movies, which I'm assuming is Mr. Spahn's goal. And as a sandbox setting, it presents you with a lot of options. There are a lot of little one-paragraph plot hooks, a lot of them. This is plot hook rich. It also has quite a few excellent maps and solid illustrations. The maps and the plot hooks alone, even if you don't use the module setting itself as it is written, I think are worth your time, because good maps of villages and a keep, and the maps that were designed for the small adventure that's presented are worth their weight in gold. That means I don't have to create those maps. That means I can just reach over, print them out from the PDF, and use them in my game, and that makes my life a whole lot easier. It also means I can make different versions of them if I want. I can have ones with specific notes written for the GM and ones with specific notes for the players if I want to create handouts. I can use them in that way. Because it's aimed at Labyrinth Lord, I feel it is easily translated at any version of D&D that you want to play. And I think, with a competent GM, you could definitely use this in any fantasy setting system that you want. You could use this with HARP or BRP without any difficulty, in my opinion. And because it's designed as a low magic, I think you have to take that into account if you decide to use this in a game where you're running where it's more medium level magic, the default setting, or if it's a higher level magic setting, you may have to tweak the encounters. I might suggest throwing a random encounter at the party before they enter the valley. Just use one of the encounters from the setting as a random encounter elsewhere, see how the party does against it, and that gives you an idea of how you may need to adjust those encounters in the future, bumping things up by 25 or say 50%, depending on how powerful your group is, both in size and in magic capability. But overall, the NPCs presented are rich, the background is detailed, though I do have to admit, the idea of having an army full of ghouls that require human or humanoid flesh to consume on a regular basis is logistics I would not want to have to worry about. But that's not my problem. That's the problem of King Makar's, so he has to deal with it, not I. But I definitely recommend this product. I've reviewed a number of other fantasy supplements from small niche games, and I have been impressed by all of them, and I am impressed again. It's definitely a solid old school feel. It presents it's all the information you need in a clear and concise manner. I thought it was very approachable, and I think it's, again, usable both as the product is as it's presented, and you can piecemeal it and use it in a game where you don't necessarily want to use the setting as it is. So I recommend it to anyone out there who has a need for a valley full of ghouls and their evil king.